try again.
Well, that's what I recommended.
Okay.
That's what I
Thank you.
recommended. I said just sign back in again. And so
Well,
hopefully,
anyway, I'm gonna go forward with it.
okay.
everybody. You have the agenda in front of you. So, and I have the minutes of January 10th here and January 26th. We have to approve them. Is there any question about either one of those? No?
I make a move that we accept them.
Okay, second that. Moved and seconded, we approve the minutes of January 10th and January 26th. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. New business now. Just in the last couple of days, I've had a lot of correspondence from about the proposed changes to our ordinance. And just to clarify, I sent out the correspondence today via email. And then Claire had a question here. And I think we have to answer it for her. It's about the status, excuse me, of residents. And she says that the requirement is for 183 days. And I think we said something over 180 days, did we not?
Right, yeah, she said that, when that came up, did that come up last night, Donna?
Yeah, it came up at the meeting and they said that the
Yeah,
statutory
yeah.
resident is
I got
only
a-
residents who are here than more than 183 days, not 181 days. It was an update to the statute. So that's what we're required to go by is in excess of 183.
So I think maybe there was a clerical error by John, and for the record, I'm going to propose right now, ask for a motion from this floor that we intend to use a resident requirement of 183 days.
So moved.
Moved, seconded?
Seconded.
Okay, any question? All in favor, raise your hand to say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's carried. So we can tell Claire
I'll go tell her right now.
that, yep. All right.
Okay, Bill made it in.
Say again?
Bill is present. He was able to log in.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna bring up what we had all this correspondence between Rick Moores and myself about changes in the ordinance. He was somewhat confused about our adoption of the regulations for moorings outside the immediate harbors. And I think we clarified that. I think we were concerned enough that we wanted the regulations for all mooring in the town of Mount Desert.
And I think that's the way it's always been,
Yeah,
really.
okay, that's a good point.
Just we've never
We never,
enforcement it all.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And Adam brought up a good point. I hadn't even thought about it is we kind of forget about the Pretty Marsh area. And there's been some pressure over there, is it not?
Yeah, there's a lot. We go out there in the boat at least once a year and you go around the island, Bartlett's, and we go up to the town line and there's a lot of moorings through there that,
Yeah,
don't get seen that often, so.
but I tried to say that in the last meeting that we gotta start paying attention to the western side, because it's growing so
Yeah.
fast over there.
Yeah,
If somebody did plunk stuff down, there's no way we could.
Yeah.
yeah, so anyway, these questions that I had back and forth with Rick Moore, and I hope everyone got copies today. Was to clarify it, so that was our intent, and we did have a public hearing on this, and so I see no reason why it can't go forward as a vote at town meeting. Does anyone have any comments? No? Is that an agreement with everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think your email clarified everything.
Okay, good. That's fine then. So now,
Is it clarifying that it's
Well-
always been that way? Why are we reinstating it?
No,
well,
they had questions that needed to be clarified and Rick answered them. So did you let them know that the answers to those questions and that that's what our motion had reflected?
Yeah, I corresponded directly with Rick Morris, but the only official question I got was from Claire, the town clerk, about the residency date. I think, as far as I'm concerned with Rick, we had a public hearing, and that proposal should go before the, on the warrant for the town meeting. Yeah.
Okay, so did you get back to the selectmen about it?
Yeah, through.
Okay.
Through Rick Morris, yes.
Okay, good. So then that's all they wanted us to do is to go back and clarify. I clarified it during the meeting, but I wanted to defer to you and John since I wanted to be 100% sure that that they got what they needed.
I'm pretty sure that, I'm comfortable with what we voted on and did, yes.
Okay, great.
All right. So, under new business, and this is a major concern with me, is the update on the north and south public walkways. And I kind of highlighted it in my written report that's supposed to go in our town annual report. I'm really concerned about the timeline now for the completion of these projects. So
I'll, hand these, I know they're small, but those right there in the middle.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them bigger, but. That,
okay, go ahead.
Greg. Greg came back, talked to them again. The stone right now, is being, he says is being ready. He said they won't come back, though, until. March 20th. Thank you. So they receive and attach the granite March 20th. To March 30th. Finish backfill and grading from 3:30 to 4:1. Attach ramp and prepare for traffic from 4:3 to 4:5. That's just with the south dock. And then not starting on the north dock until 4:12. Abutment excavation 4:17 to 4:19. Concrete work to 5:1, and then backfill and granite 5:15 would be the date. I assume that we could set the ramp on that one. So that's the dates that Greg got back from Johnson for the rest of the work.
And the mistake was, in our contract, we never gave them there was no end date. That went through that way, that's mistake.
I was mostly personally upset that they blamed the stonework. To me, that was a facade, and the stone was supposed to be a facade. I've been told that it's structural, but I don't believe it. So, anyway.
I actually thought we had done away with the stonework and we're just gonna have cement.
I did too. I think we were trying to pretty things up in there at one meeting.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know if you guys on Zoom can see this timeline or understood what
I didn't get it in the email.
Adam said. Do you have any questions?
We'd like
No.
to have a copy of that in email.
I can do that. Yeah, I'll send that to you. I just got that from Greg the other day, and I did not get that in email.
Just highlight for these guys.
It's hard to.
Yeah, I know.
I'll explain it in the email too. And send it to you.
Well, I mean, basically what you guys are saying here is that the work on the south dock will be ending at the beginning of April. That's the basic premise here.
Yeah.
And then they'll start, and then they'll start the other work on the north dock in the middle of April. And that will be finished. I just can't read the numbers, sorry. May, the beginning of May,
Yeah.
Mid-May.
mid-May. Okay, so that'll be finished mid-May, and then they figure out the ramps from there?
Yeah, so I have the ramp, or we have the ramps, they're all ready to go. They look great. And as soon as we'll give Chalmers probably 2 weeks heads up. They'll come over in the barge and set them right down and finish it off, so.
I think the only really big concern is, I mean, May 15th. Is,
The good part about that, well, not the good part, but that side, at least we already have an access lined up. And the electricity's already moved, so everything can function semi-normal, just in a different access over there. Once they move to the north dock.
Have you walked down, Howard, to see
I haven't recently.
the bridges, the temporary access bridge is already in place.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Expecting that it would be sooner.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're just. What are we gonna do?
Who said that the cement, that those facade were structural?
From what I gather from Jordan's, they said that they can't put the facade on there and then go and do the rails and do everything else, because it has to be, when you're down there, they have to go around the rails and go around the brackets to put the rails and brackets in. So they can't, that's what they say, that they can't put on
Because they have to go
Facade.
through, you have to go through the granite.
to put on rails and brackets.
My question is, I mean, this is really cutting the wire close. My question is there any penalty if they don't meet these deadlines?
If there was no deadline initially.
It doesn't sound like there was one in the contract.
Well, that's a major blunder on somebody's part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say.
But again, I thought we had done away with that granite, because so we're gonna be pinning that stuff through the cement, which will be a leakage spot.
It's just thin granite. facade.
It's a veneer and
It's not, yeah.
I know, but it's,
Instead of doing the whole thing in granite,
yeah,
changed it to just the outside.
no, I understand that, but I thought we had done away with granite altogether. We were just gonna have poured concrete and that was gonna be it.
I agree with Jim.
We were asked for our opinion, and those samples sat in the harbor master's office for at least a month. So it seems to me I made it all the way from Soamesville to see those, and somebody else could make this trip too.
Well, I wouldn't like that. We remember we picked out a granite. And then they said it was really expensive or hard to get or something, so we backed off
Right.
that and switched it. And I remember saying, nobody is gonna see the abutment anyway.
Not really.
Why are we doing this, you know?
That's, I don't understand why I mean.
Yeah, if you look at the structure now, there's nobody gonna sit back and look at any granite work.
Hey, look at the granite all those years with the overhang, with the.
Well, I think the big question is, if we want to ditch the granite, can we? Like, is it,
Yeah,
like,
That's what I was gonna say. I agree.
I
That's the
can
big
ask
question.
them that, yeah.
you know, and,
Will that get them here any sooner though?
right, exactly. I mean, those are the two questions I'd ask straight
Yeah.
away.
But structurally, we should ask Greg Johnston if we need the granite, because.
Yeah,
It sounds like structurally it would weaken it than,
Yeah, they're
than
pinning that
support
stuff
it
through there, and that's gonna rot out.
with the
cement.
pinning.
I totally agree and I would feel comfortable if the committee here took a vote and asked Greg, engineer, if it's permissible to eliminate the granite
Yeah,
and if it would speed things up.
I would wonder if they already have the granite already purchased and ready to go.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of
typical
what I meant.
project.
They're
Well, that's-
cutting it now.
They're in the process.
But even still. Might be better to leave it in a
It's
pile
gotta be such
somewhere.
a minuscule job.
Yeah.
We can't be, we're not talking about any granite structure. We're talking about a few blocks.
I mean, this is just slab, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can put that up for auction.
And if there's no deadline in the contract, this is just a promise, you know, it may or may not, you don't know if they're gonna stick to that or not.
They might have to eat it.
Did what?
They might have to eat the expense of the granite.
I think we might.
Yeah, I think we might.
We're the one writing the check.
Well, so how do we wanna, if we don't wait to make a decision for another month after we get this information? I think the time will have been evaporated that matters. So how does that work?
I'd like to hear directly back from Greg about this.
Yep.
Before our next meeting.
Yeah,
And if we could eliminate the granite and it would advance this project, north and south ramps,
right.
that we should do it.
Well, I'm in agreement with that.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll email
So,
him.
so can we make a motion?
I guess we
That-
could, yes.
Okay, so, I'll try to make a motion that, given the context of, structurally, Greg can eliminate the granite. And that would move the project forward so that this whole project is done quicker, then we should go that route. Is my motion.
To get the context of that story.
That, better she
So
should
motion
rewrite,
To eliminate granite in order to speed up timeline.
with
With engineering approval.
engineering approval, thanks.
And that's like a granite veneer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all it is,
which
yeah.
I didn't think we were gonna have.
I think at the time we were a little disappointed that we couldn't get the granite because it was so expensive, so we said.
Can we second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, any other questions about the granite veneer? What we
I have,
really want,
I have a question.
ahead.
It sounded like from what Story was saying was that there was some sort of, I'm a little bit confused, that the granite wasn't in, that it was in and then we took it out. So why is it back in again? So
We
maybe we
changed
don't even have
it.
to have a motion. They changed it to putting it back in again?
No, we changed it to a different,
We changed it from
structural
granite
to a-
blocks, granite blocks to only a granite veneer with the structure being the cement instead.
I see, and now that's what's messing it up. Okay, so we
And-
could just go with
and-
straight concrete is what you're suggesting. Okay,
Yeah,
I understand, thanks.
RH Foster has put the blame for the delay onto the granite. Which,
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. Now it cleared it up for me. Thank you.
okay, all those in favor of the motion as presented, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, carried.
Who wrote that? Did Greg write the contract?
I got an idea, did.
Yeah, okay.
And we have had any way to put pressure on them.
Yeah.
I guess they did hold back money, but
We did for a little while, but we just sent in the first
yeah,
payment for just what they've done.
that was back in October.
Yeah.
It's been awful. Sorry. Very disappointing. Okay, any general issues anybody want to bring up?
No, I think I just want to say one thing about the whole project is I don't think there was any malintent. I think there was just some sort of confusion and, I think it was, I don't think there was malice. That's all I want to say.
They took advantage of a no drop dead date. That's what I think.
I think they did too. Yeah, okay.
Rick, under old business or whatever, I'll just say that we met last month on the parking subcommittee. And we had a really positive meeting with John and Dave Kearns from the police department. And they're working out some agreement for monitoring the overnight parking this year. So that's where we're at, and we'll still make more progress in the next couple of months, and then we'll have a final report.
Yeah.
Jim?
On the parking, the motorcycle parking was never used,
Right,
and I don't see why we don't take 1, 2 spots of the trailer parking over there, because everybody that rides their motorcycle, either going out on a fishing boat or they're going to work on one of the islands, and put it over there where they can use it. They don't even, there's no signage at all telling us about the motorcycle parking.
fair enough. I mean, it was an experiment last year.
No, I
in-
understand
In
that.
terms of, I think John's an avid motorcycle rider, and, and
Yeah.
he saw an opportunity to make this happen.
That was also the only spot where we wouldn't take away another parking spot.
But I see that trailer parking basically is, most of it is underutilized,
It's underutilized and abused.
unless somebody's going off on
Yeah.
this charter and parks his truck there.
Well, I mean, it's something we can certainly, we can certainly consider it. And I don't say that, just as lip service, because right now is when we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do with all those spaces
Yeah.
and everything. So, I'll bring it back to the folks and say, what,
There is a, kind of an odd shaped piece that's at the
Yeah.
motel end of all that.
yeah,
Which
that,
would hold 4 or 5 motorcycles.
yeah, that's an interesting,
You know,
Yeah,
Consideration.
it isn't even really adaptable for a trailer.
no,
That's a good point.
yeah.
yeah,
And I agree that they don't know this
yeah, I mean,
northern parking lot.
but there was no signage.
No,
There, I mean, to be fair, there was one sign, but anyways,
Yeah,
I mean, it said motorcycle only parking there.
right there, but there's no
Yeah, I know.
that's known as a private parking.
Yeah, no, I understand. I totally get it. I think I asked John about that specifically. And he said that, they'll find it, was sort of his, belief over time.
At 5 o'clock, not at 4 o'clock in the morning.
okay. I'll bring up a topic about the ice rink. And I had a meeting with the group yesterday. They're pretty happy with everything that's been going on. They did announce that there's a 18-inch difference in elevation in the tennis court. Which is really quite a lot for tennis. They can level it with water. And they're seeking funds to get that area leveled off. They didn't suggest that they were gonna have a building for storage, but they were gonna use a trailer and take it up to the town garage. And I think,
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry.
He came by after her meeting with Highway and said that they do have to get a trailer, and instead of renting a truck or whatever.
Right.
They're gonna buy one and have it, probably an uncovered one, and cover it with tarp or something, or they may go with a covered one, but that's the deal. They're gonna haul it up to a spot that they have up to the highway garage. So they'll answer that.
That's great.
So they feel the whole program was very successful. And the cooperation with the harbor master and using the facilities, the bathrooms and stuff. So it's worked out apparently pretty well. And it was just a report. They weren't asking for anything. And I felt good about it.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
What's the 18-inch? You mean the ground surrounding it is
Now, the tennis court,
cement?
no, the
Level of court surface.
One side to the other.
one side.
That's
to
the
the other.
difference.
Be pretty
Lengthways
expensive
or
to
what
fix
is
that.
Inches?
We don't really have tournament tennis matches here.
Right, other way.
It's not the first time it's been fixed though.
Oh,
Width. I
We're
guess,
built on a mud flat.
the way the
Yeah.
rink goes.
yeah, that was all been filled right there.
It's all
From what
mud
people
flats.
have told me.
And
So is that from settling then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's a
It's
big.
been repaired once before.
We
Wow.
go up.
That's a good point. So, anyway, there's no action required on our part, and, they have applied to the town, and the town's gonna put it up on their, agenda to level it out. Okay?
I have a kind of, the harbor master, do we now have another car?
We do, yeah.
Where's that gonna be parked?
We're figuring that out. We can fit them all in to, our area where we park our vehicles too. But we'll have to figure something out, yeah. Organization wise, that driveway is awful strange trying to get in and out.
Is that what Tony's old car?
No, it was an old cruiser from here, from
yeah.
northeast, and it was multi. Our ops manager can't drive our truck because it's blue lit. So if we're not here, or if he needs to go do something that we need him to do, then he wouldn't be able to use, he'd have to use his own vehicle, so. And it is handy to have too.
Okay. Anybody have any topics they want to bring up? If not, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, everybody.
It's an early meeting.
Yeah.
I gotta sit around for an hour.
Oh, you need a ride?
Someone's
No,
keeping
no.
an eye on that. Looks like a-
I have,
Oh, yeah.
work
There's an
training.
owl.
That's the name of the company.